Hi everyone. Again, excuse the face. Little bit swollen, but generally speaking, moving in the right direction. This is just a really quick introduction because my wife has done some filming out in the garden for me. So I just wanted to introduce that really and just let you guys know that everything's moving in the right direction. I do feel a little bit wiped out. I've spent most of the last 2 days in bed, maybe 3 days. I've just got a very persistent headache, which is basically, I'm recording this Thursday. I've had the headache since Monday. I've got an appointment back at the hospital tomorrow where they're going to look at this and make a decision on where we're going with this. Because basically what I've got at the moment, I've got a half cast on. So I don't know whether or not they're going to re-x-ray it or what they're going to do, but we're going to have a look at this tomorrow. And I'll update you guys at some point over the weekend with what the sort of medium and long-term plans for my recovery look like. I am able to get up and about. When I stand up, I'm very dizzy still. Whenever I sit up or stand up, I'm very dizzy. I'm suffering from a little bit of nausea. I'm fairly heavily medicated, so I'm a little bit fuggy, is the best way I can describe it in my brain. Believe it or not, that sort of odd-shaped mark on my forehead is actually just a big graze predominantly, but I'm persisting with the Power Rangers Dino Charge pillowcase. We haven't needed it yet, but just in case I get some blood on things in the night, we've got one I can throw out. Anyway, I'm going to hand you over to my wife now. It's her first attempt at this. She's extremely self-conscious, so please do let her know what you think. And offer her a little bit of support. That's about it. I'll speak to you guys very soon. And also, obviously, thank you all so much for all of your well wishes and kind words. They mean a great deal to me. So, yeah, thank you very much for that.
Good morning. I know this is not the face you expect or wanted to see first thing in the morning, but it's Thursday morning. Carl had his accident on Monday. I'm trying to get him to rest, which is not the easiest thing to do. He wants to be out here doing everything. I'm hiding in the shed because it's pouring with rain. I'm doing my normal morning jobs with a few extra ones that Carl would normally do. I just thought you might be missing the animals and it might stop Carl coming out if I ventured to try and do a video. I know it won't be as good as Carl's and not the face you want to see first thing in the morning, but the animals probably are what people want to see, and that they're all okay, and same procedures are happening as normal as they normally would. So I'll try and do a little bit of video of all the animals and what I do in the morning during my day. I'm in the hay shed at the moment, our little chicken shed, getting some hay for the goats. I'm trying to see, my dogs have actually disappeared down in the hay. I can't even find them. They're down in the hay somewhere. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're doing, but they'll be out in a second. So I'm going to try and take as much video as I can of the different animals as I go around this morning. Okay, there they are. There they are, down in the hay. Looking for creatures, I imagine. Very helpful. Rhubarb waiting for her hay. Everybody else back in the shed because it's raining. So my mornings never quite go the same way as Carl's do in the video. Obviously my dogs were in the shed. They've now come out of the shed and they are tied to the shed by a piece of string. So this is why it takes me so much longer to do anything than it does Carl, because things like this happen all day long. Okay, we're free. So that's next job is to hang this hay net. Carl has problems filling up the hay net. Thinks it's some sort of mystical game that he can't quite work out. Everybody is waiting for the hay, apart from Sid. He's just going to wait in the dry till the last minute. This is the point at which they climb on the net as I try and put it in. I'm doing it one-handed. So they love their hay in the morning. They have all this lovely grass that they nibble on all day, but this is their favourite. I'm going to try and tie it up now, but they will try and stand on it as I do it, especially Sid, because he's a bit of a mischief. So bear with me, I'm just going to put this down to tie it up. Okay, we're off. As I'm sure you're worked out, I'm not particularly brave at being on the camera. So this is a big thing for me to put my face on the camera. So I'm going to now try and keep it to animals, so you don't have to look at me. Unfortunately, you have to listen. So next job is the chickens. I've done the pigs. They've had their fruit and veg that we collected yesterday. I drove Carl, or the day before, drove Carl, and he directed, so I did the lifting and carrying, so he didn't have to. I actually did my chickens first before I decided to be brave and do a video. So they've been spoilt, they've had their bread, they've had their food, and they've gone back inside because they do not like the wet weather. They don't like the dark. They go to bed very early, they get up very late, and any sign of rain and they usually disappear back inside. The little ones, try and zoom in. I moved them yesterday. They've got a nice warm inside shelter and an outside bit because they were not enjoying being inside. They wanted to get out onto the grass. So I moved those yesterday and they are thoroughly enjoying the grass. And they've got a nice cosy inside bit, so they're very happy. The dogs just kind of pootle around together. They usually stay quite close to wherever I am. Next job, they'll probably all come running when they see me. Next job is the chickens. Zoom out a bit. So they'll get their food, their water, grit, bread, and yeah, all their treats. Hopefully today we'll be able to go and collect some bread for them. Again, I'll be the chauffeur and Carl will direct, and we'll load up some bread for them, so they'll get even more treats tomorrow. So this is the second lot, getting their bread and their water. One of the things I found in keeping all these animals and plants and gardening that I sort of think makes my life easier and makes it all, my mornings quicker, because obviously a lot of times, most of the time I have to do these jobs at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's dark and I've got work to get to and things like that. I found that little systems of doing things it really helps and can make quite a complex, you can do a lot, and if you have a few little systems that help you, that work for you, they don't necessarily have to work for everyone else. Sometimes we find a system that I really like, Cole finds it doesn't work for him, and the other way around. But if you're the one, if it's your job you do most of the time, I find having systems really helps. So we moved these chickens like 2-3 days ago, and it's taken me a couple of days to get the water where I need it, the buckets where I need them, the food bins where I need them, to make life a little bit easier. Just as simple things like having 2 buckets there, you see the purple buckets, those are my water buckets, and I fill those up at the end. So when I finish, I feed, and then I fill them up and I put them in the gateway there, and then on the way back in tomorrow I just carry them in full and use them as I need them, and then when they're empty I take them back and put them in the gateway. Then they're halfway between the trough and the water fill, the feeders. So little things like that, having one bin for each section, so that if I come this way there's a bin ready to feed, if I come that way there's a bin ready. Just little things like that can really make a difference between going out in the morning and thinking, oh my goodness, this is quite a job I've got ahead of me, and just whipping around really quick and everything is super simple. I find makes a big difference, and I've got little systems all the way around. They probably don't make much sense to anyone else, but to me they do make quite a big difference. So yeah, just a little a little thought on that. This is another little system that I've improved, or rather my dad's improved. My dad has got a lot of chickens and has always given me advice and a bit of help, and he suggested that I put these feeders, which they stand on it and it opens up, and they're really good, really helpful. You can fill up sort of a week's worth of food and just check it. You don't have to fill it every day. Sorry, I'm trying to do things one-handedly. He suggested putting them on a piece of wood like this, put a piece of plywood. So now I can, every day when I've got two hands, I can just slide it onto a new piece of grass, because they do make quite a mess. Slide it onto a new piece of grass, just with the piece of plywood, put the peg behind, stop it sliding off. I'd probably usually move it further, but you get the idea. So a little simple system of putting that piece of plywood means that nothing ever gets jammed underneath here that can stop it working. I can slide it onto a new piece of grass and they get a fresh place to eat their food every day. So just little systems like that that you come up with as you go along, kind of thing. So into the wood, ducks, and the chickens. And just check their food and water. They're very friendly, aren't you? Oh, little pig, somewhere he shouldn't be. Go back, little pig. All the pigs here having their breakfast. Okay, so that's pretty much us done. Done the chickens, goats, pigs, dogs, everyone's done. I'm about to go back inside, make Carl a coffee. I now have the one egg situation where you don't know whether to, I've also got to carry this water, so I may have to put the egg in the pocket, which is always a trauma. Do you try and carry it in your hand? Do you put it in your pocket and then find it smashed in your pocket later, which I've done many times? So I will debate that dilemma and say thank you for watching. Carl will be back very shortly, so you don't have to have my exciting wafflings again. I hope that was okay, and thank you for watching.